The British Columbia toxic drug crisis is taking on new dimensions. Recent figures from the Provincial Coroner's Service now includes data showing the occupations of those who have died between 2022 and last year. One of the industries seeing the biggest numbers of people dying from drug usage is the trades. We're talking about equipment operators, transport workers, and those in occupations such as carpentry and welding. They make up just over 20% of toxic drug deaths. That's more than double the next highest category, which is people who are in sales and service. So let's dig into this a bit more. We're joined now by Trevor Botkin. He's the Manager of Industry Relations for the Construction Foundation of BC, and he works with those in the trades struggling with mental health problems and drug addiction. Trevor, thanks so much for making time for us.
Yeah, thank you very much, Natasha, for having me.
It's our pleasure, sir. This is such a troubling story. We talk about fentanyl, we talk about toxic drugs regularly, but I think people have an idea of who is addicted to these drugs and who are the people who are dying. Talk to me about why you think people in trades are so susceptible to this.
Well, I think anywhere you find people working as hard as construction workers do every day, you're going to find a culture of to some extent, self-medicating. Opioids, especially, are a powerful painkiller. And construction and the trades is a place where we deal with a lot of physical and mental exhaustion.
Talk to me about your own experience. What happened to you that led you down this path? Because you've gone through this whole process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I came into the industry at 19 years old. I'm a journey carpenter, a red seal carpenter. I've worked all over Western Canada as a superintendent and carpenter on sites. I think like a lot of guys, for me, there was an element of pain that I was medicating, but there's also a bit of a culture of we work hard, we play hard. And for myself, I won't speak for everybody, but I would say I'm not unique. There was a shift. I mean, somewhere in my career, and looking back now through 6 years of counseling and work on this, I was addicted to a lot of things. I was addicted to my job, actually. I was addicted to hard work and showing up and getting things done. And inevitably what happened for me is I built this set of shoes for myself that I was physically incapable of carrying anymore. I knew it. My mental health started to spiral and my addiction took off like wildfire. And then I was caught in this self-perpetuating cycle of being ashamed of my actions and my drug use and not being able to control it, but also trying to not let anybody know about that to protect not only my job, but my reputation. Inevitably in 2019, I narrowly avoided a planned suicide and wound up in a treatment center here in near where I live, where I spent 90 days working on what I thought was quitting drugs, but ended up being a whole bunch of other stuff that the drugs were really just a symptom of.
Is that what you find? Because I know now you're working with other people who are dealing with similar addictions. Talk to me about the culture and how you walk other people down this path.
Coming out of, thank you, great question. Coming out of treatment, I became very aware that my experience wasn't that unique and I wasn't as alone as I thought. And I could clearly see looking out across the industry that there's this, I think some people call it hypermasculinity, but I do think it's just an outdated culture of being too tough. I mean, I'm still very proud of how hard I worked and how hard I can work and how tough the job is. But there's this unhelpful space where it prevents us from reaching out or getting support when we are struggling. Looking back and seeing how long I needlessly suffered for in order to protect my image was a challenge. The other side of it is the industry is set up to be very punitive around such things. So I can't tell you how many construction site safety talks I've been a part of where it is, if you're caught drunk or high on a job site, you're fired. And while I will never condone people being inebriated on a job site, it creates this energy or this atmosphere on a job site that we need to hide this stuff, or I might get labeled or get that reputation, or it might get out across the industry. And amongst my peers, there's this real attitude of hold your stuff together, or get away from us, right? Like people don't want to be guilty by association. And so there's a lot of different things going on. I think some of it is the generation that I came up in, which was this last generation of you just tough it out and you get through it. We've got an industry that was built on the backs of people with tough guy attitudes. I mean, the culture in the trades really celebrates the amount, the hours you can work, the strength you have, the long days, and the working 7 days a week.
So Trevor, let me just jump in before I let you go. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff going on, a type of work ethic, a type of machismo culture, and there's a societal shaming that happens if you fall into addiction. So what needs to be done to help young men in particular in the trades who need some guidance and need to get out? What can, beyond the kind of work that you're doing, what do we as in government, what does society need to do to help alleviate some of this pain?
Well, if the general person and public can respect our construction workers, start telling them that they're respected, start showing them our respect, they're building our communities. Industry needs to really, in a thoughtful and intentional manner, start learning about addiction, about mental health, and start offering a wellness program, and not just checking a box, but they need to demonstrate to their employers or employees that it is safe to come forward if you're struggling. And they have to know, like, ask themselves, what does supporting our staff look like with their mental health? And then do it. We have to do it in a meaningful way. And I think there's a number of associations across the country, including here in BC, that are offering awareness and leadership programs to help identify when people are struggling, people need assistance. Of course, we're working on the Forge here at CFBC, which is a peer support model for men in the trades or people in the trades based on people with lived experience. And I would encourage anybody that's been there, been through the hardships of mental health and substance use and found recovery, to stand up and be counted. Because I think it's not helping the industry well to have people hide in the background anymore and keep their head down. People who are struggling need to see that somebody else has done it, has been down that road and has recovered, and is still well respected within the industry. That's certainly been my experience.
Trevor Botkin, thanks so much for your time. I think your cats are dying to get inside the house, so we'll leave it there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Natasha.
You're welcome.